What is going on? What's going on, guys? Mike being a better man.
In these obstacles, they know that they still have a destination.
You will not reach your success if you are stubborn and keep saying, I don't want to lie and say, we can do this. Alright? And you know consistency is great. Consistency is what helps you. It's to wake up earlier than when you have to get up. You begin to understand how powerful your words are. Hey, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? It's Micah being a better me every day. And again, I want to thank y'all for taking time out of y'all day to listen to what I got to say. It means a lot, like I say every week. It keeps me going, it keeps me fueled, and I'm going to keep it moving, okay? Now, this week, I'm doing pure off the top inspiration. I want to let y'all know something. I want to let y'all know something this week. And this week, I want to let y'all know to never forget. Never forget. Never let it elapse your mind. Never forget. What do you mean, never forget? Well, never forget your purpose. Never forget where you've been. Never forget where you are. Never forget where you're going. Never forget. Never forget what situations you came out of. Never forget how strong you are. Never forget how great you can be. Never forget what you have right now in this moment. You have your 2 arms, you have your hands, you have your legs. If you don't, you have your breath. If you're watching me, you have breath. Never forget that. Never forget that the circumstances that we are in doesn't define who we are, but how we get out of it and how we take it to make us stronger. That is what defines us. Never forget. Never forget your purpose. Never forget your purpose. Never forget who made you. Never forget where you came from. Never forget. Never forget your uniqueness. Never forget. Never forget your strength. Never forget. Never forget where you stand in this life. Never forget. See, your mind is a super important thing. It stores so much information. We might not always be able to remember, and that's the problem. We can't remember. We don't want to remember. I'm telling you to never forget. You came from such a powerful background. Everyone who's watching me has a story. Everyone who's watching me has a purpose. Don't let nobody tell you you don't. Everyone who's watching me has a purpose. My purpose is to help you find yours. I want you to know to never forget. God brought you through something. Whether it was a broken relationship, whether it was a broken household, whether it's people who made fun of you, whether it's you just trying to fit in, you just trying to keep up because you've always been too slow. You haven't been able to catch up with everybody else in their coolness. We'll never forget that you're a human just like them, and anything that they can do, you can do. But you can do it in your style. You can do it the way you want it. God built us around uniqueness, personality, characteristics, differences, but to all make us stronger. Never forget that your weakness makes you strong. Never forget. Never forget that you don't have to give up. Never forget. Never forget that your purpose, it blows your mind, and it will blow other people's minds. Never forget that you're real. Never forget that you're unique. Never forget. I cannot keep saying never forget. That is what this week is about, to not forget. We need to remember. How do you want to remember? Keep reciting it. Write it down. Write the things that you are. Write the things that you want to do. Write the things who you want to be. Write the things you want to have. Write it down. Recite it every day. Never forget. Never forget. Because if you forget, that is when you lose the power of grasping what you can have. You can have anything. You can have everything. Yes, you've been through some trials. Yes, you've been through some tribulations. I've dealt with denial. I've dealt with depression. But I didn't forget that I'm a son of God, and I know I have a purpose. I know what I can be. Just because you might not know, never forget that you can know. Never forget that. You can know who you want to be. It will come. Just because it might not have come to you right now, just because you don't know who you are right now, doesn't mean it won't come. Never forget. Never forget. Never forget. You come from a rich royal priesthood. Never forget. You might have been born in the slums. You might have been born in the ghetto. You might have been born in the project. Don't matter. You might have been born in the suburbs. It don't matter. You're born with a purpose. You're born with a plan. You're born with a destiny. Never forget that. The moment you forget that is the moment you lose your power. The moment you forget that is the moment when things don't make sense anymore. So this week, it's to never forget, never forget, never forget, never forget, never forget, never forget, never forget. You are special. You can be a better you, no matter what. Never forget